What is up, everybody? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your other host, Colin Forsex, and this is episode number 43. I didn't understand it until I read it.
Yikes.
That's the
In case you were unaware that we stopped bleeping the swear words, we're now a PG-13 and up podcast. There you go.
That was amazing. We got a great show for you this week. If you are listening to this and you'd rather watch, we are on YouTube, so be sure to go check out our YouTube channel. You can watch this here. Watch it there instead. But we have back special guests, Clay and Alex, and Emily, our famous moderator.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
I feel like there should be a drinking game for this podcast, and every time we say we have a great episode for you today, like you have to take a shot.
But we
That'd
don't
be
make it to the end.
That'd be every episode.
time.
Every episode.
That's right.
At least one shot.
Every episode we hope for a great episode.
Exactly. We hope this is a great episode
Say it
this
so
week.
that we try to will it into existence.
Jeffrey, give yourself some credit.
Right? Seriously.
I'm
so
mostly naming the episodes that I was in charge of.
Right. Well, no, that's not true. We're going to be talking about our favorite music from video games of all time today. We're going to be kind of playing through them and, just talking about them. And so basically the whole world can know what our favorite songs are from video games. But we got a new game as well we're playing today. So I'm excited. And before we jump in, we're going to be talking about what we're playing. So Alex, why don't you kick us off with what you've been playing this week?
Yes. So I've been playing The Last of Us. I just left Pittsburgh. Those of you that just leave Pittsburgh, you know the very tragic thing that happens, and that's still eating away at me. I was like choke sobbing. Like you can go and hear me like just bawling my eyes out. And I'm so glad that I didn't have my camera on my Let's Play because it was just makeup running and just snot everywhere.
Man.
It was bad.
See, now you need that camera, though.
I know,
No.
Let's say you become a celebrity.
I've also been playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, just doing odd jobs right now as Cloud. I also started Ocarina of Time this month, so it's been fun for my Zelda Palooza. I just beat the Forest Temple. It's easily one of my favorite temples and bosses of the game so far. And I'm almost done with Miles Morales. Clay was getting home as I was finishing it up, and I'm like, ooh, so I just paused it. I'm like, I'll do it later.
Have you cried yet?
I ruined it.
Yes, I cry so much with that. Miles, I love him so much. I love him more than Peter, I think.
Yeah, to me, he's a better character than Peter. Like, I don't mind the character switch, but like as an overall package, I cried more in Spider-Man the original, but I connected more. Like, I loved Miles.
Yes,
more.
but I feel like with the first one, you're not just crying over Peter, you're crying over Aunt May.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Nathan, you can like bleep that out if you need to.
You're
No,
crying
we're
over
doing it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
But you don't know
But
why.
like, luckily, everyone in this room, luckily Clay just beat the
I'm
original
so
Spider-Man.
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I
On
almost
Tuesday, on
spoiled it for you,
Tuesday.
Clay.
On Tuesday.
Just barely.
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
But
isn't it?
like with the first one, you're not just crying about Peter. You're
Right.
crying about like everything.
Yeah, it's an
And-
experience.
With Miles, you are too, but also like with Miles, you're crying about Miles.
I didn't
a
beat
lot.
Miles, so
But I feel like telling you that you're gonna cry about Miles is not spoiling it.
fair
I didn't
enough.
beat it, so...
Clay, did you legitimately shed tears in Spider-Man Remastered?
No.
Then
You
you're
s-
not going to shed tears in
You
this one.
still might cry over Miles.
I don't think so.
He's not a crier.
Okay, that's
not.
fine.
Like, I don't cry over real things. I cry, like, at the end of Paddington 2 and during the end of Spider-Man.
I cry about all things, real and imaginated.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Alex does all the crying for both of
Yeah.
us. So.
There you go.
It's
That's
a lot
my
of work.
job, too.
My tear ducts
Like,
work
she's
overtime.
already beat Spider-Man, but Clay's like, I beat Spider-Man, and she cries on his behalf.
I did. I
She did.
did.
yeah.
I like one tear, and I'm like, I can't. I had to
to
get
go.
back to work because I was working.
Amazing.
Anyways, that's
And,
what I've been playing.
Cool. Clay, what about you?
I beat Spider-Man Remastered this week.
Woo! Did not cry.
Finally.
Single
Didn't
tear.
cry, but it was good. No, well, it's
that good, apparently.
okay. So to be fair, Jeff kind of set me up. So by the time it was
did.
done, I was like, "Oh wait, that was the sad thing."
Oh!
So I made it look sadder
Yeah,
than
on
it
like
was.
Jeffrey.
episode 16, he's talking about Spider-Man, and he's like, "Yeah, you make a choice, and it really just, you know,
Mhm.
you make this choice." And I'm like, "Where's the choice? Where is this choice?" I'm
make
like
the
sitting there
choice.
waiting
Peter
for it.
makes the choice.
Yeah,
You're
Peter makes the choice, but I'm sitting there waiting to mash a button to do a choice, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
no," but it was sad. But
Yeah.
What did you love the game overall? Did you love the game?
I did. I liked the game a lot. I played it on the fidelity mode, which looked really good on PS5.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it's cool because Alex does the performance RT, so I get to see it 60 FPS when she plays, and then 30 on mine.
Once you
higher
play
graphics.
once I played 60 FPS, and then once you go back, it feels so stuttery for like 5 minutes while you're
Until you get
readjusting.
used to it, yeah.
No, but I liked. It's fun. I think. I don't know. Alex asked me who my favorite villain was afterward. I kind of like didn't have an answer because I feel like
That's fair.
5 of them don't have enough development.
Yeah.
Mhm. You're just kind
Mhm.
of thrown in, and you're
But
like,
yeah,
what?
so I played Spider-Man, and then this is probably the first week I didn't touch Hades, and I'm very sad about that.
How dare
I
you.
haven't touched it since like the day after I beat it. And I'm like, I'm gonna go back because I know this game, and then I lost to the Hydra, and I'm like, this game sucks.
Aw.
Smash controller.
Dude, can I say, by the way, you won with like the worst fucking build I've ever seen. It was so slow, and like I remember telling Alex, I was like, "Oh, this is it." Like he's doing,
And like
10
I
damage
felt
per
it
shield
too.
for-
Like as I'm like
Did-
getting hurt early in the game, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
should I just give up so I can get my spear back?
That's
I am
hilarious.
Clay was saying that. He's like, it would just be better for Jeff to just.
I think I told him that, and he just kept playing.
He's like, no.
But like I felt like
so bad.
it automatically comes with that ricochet,
Yeah,
and so I couldn't give that up.
yeah.
Because it's a chance in Hades with this with the spear to get the ricochet, but like to automatically have it with the shield was dope. And yeah. Sorry, continue with yours, and I'll go on about Hades when it's my
Are
turn.
either of you gonna talk about our SS, our Stardew Sunday? Are either of you gonna talk about?
No, you could bring it up and we can talk about it now.
Emily can talk about it actually because she looked pretty excited about
That's
it.
pretty much the only game she's played this week, so that's
Oh,
probably
yeah, don't take
Yeah.
that from her.
Don't take
So,
it.
That was my week.
The code SS. Or SS.
SSB.
When he said SS, I was like the SSN from
Yeah.
Ultimate.
Once I saw your eyes just like stare, and there was no smile, no reaction. I was like, oh, he's not gonna
Jeff's
understand
gone.
that.
He's a little bit lost.
So yeah, it's
All right, cool. Jeff, what about you?
I finally got through the whole. No, did I talk about that last week? Where I got through the whole game of Hades?
I don't know.
no.
I don't know if
I don't think you
No,
did.
I don't think
or did I
so.
do it like I felt like I did it that night.
I think you did it that
this
night,
week.
actually. Or
And
this-
so yeah, I got all the way through to the end of the 4 levels of Hades.
Yeah.
I talked about I think the night before is when I got to the part that was clipped on Twitch,
Mm.
Yes.
and then I
Mm.
beat the next level.
That's right.
Yes.
The following night, and
Yes.
like I was skeptical that there would be a good reason for me to want to go through everything again, but then you see the story beat, and you go back to the beginning, and I'm like, I have to beat it again.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it that night, and I asked Clay and Alex, I'm like, does that count as beating a game? And initially they're like, yeah. Like Clay's like, yeah. But I guess to get the full, just main story, you have to beat it 10 times. And
Nathan's like, no thanks.
so like not counting pauses and like talking, it took me 52 minutes for that run. So I'd say it probably took me
Jeez.
like an hour 15 to get through the entire thing.
But think about it. That's only like 10 hours, though.
Yeah, and that was me stopping and like, Clay, what do I do? And so I think
Yeah.
once I get really good at it, I could probably do a run in like 35 minutes.
Yeah, my
Right,
fastest
right.
run is 31 minutes, I think.
Okay, so I like the better you get at it. So I got all the way to the end. I definitely want to play it some more, but I needed a break.
Yeah.
Mostly because like Clay was like, if I see you on there, I'm jumping in. And I'm like, I made Clay and Alex hop on this stream like 5 days in a row. I'm gonna take a
Oh, you didn't make us. No.
I appreciate you guys being there. Like without your moral support, I wouldn't have done it. And we saw like Zans and we saw Isaac in there, and
Oh,
they
that's
were
awesome.
also like they were cheering bits and stuff. It was really great.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got that, and then I took a break because I've been playing Night in the Woods. I'm on part 3 of 4. and it took like a weird turn. So I'm really interested to see where that game
Ooh,
goes.
I gotta jump back in.
Yeah, no, I'm really like the number one thing in parts 1 and 2 is like the dialogue between the characters. And
Right.
some nights you get to choose who you hang out with, and I had a really tough time choosing between like Bay and Greg. What's her name?
Yes,
Bia?
Greg.
Yeah, and like I just love how Greg like waves his arm every time he's super excited.
Yeah,
You're so
cute.
happy.
But like one of the times I hung out with him, he's like, "Let's have a knife fight," and you just do a mini game where you stab each other's hands as much as you can. And it's weird, it's jarring, and it's like disturbing, and I'm like, are these good friends? But I'm really
Good
enjoying the game so
influences.
far, and I'm hoping I can beat it this week. But like, it's one of those games where I'll do other stuff during the day, and if I haven't played any video games, or if I need it cool down after like Hades, I'll play that for half an hour and then go to sleep. So
Nice.
that is what I played.
Cool.
Cool.
Emily, what about you?
I did play a little bit of Among Us for our friend Pundello's stream on
Nice.
Monday.
Yes,
Andrew.
But other than that, all I played was Stardew. I had an episode of Vertigo this week, which made it hard to do anything.
Oh, Vertigo.
Definitely not a lot of video games.
No.
But Stardew was doable. So we did Stardew Sundays. Jeff and I played with Clay and Alex.
Yay.
And Clay and Alex experienced mods for their first time, which was a
There's no
joy to
going
behold.
back. There's no going back.
And then Jeff and I played with our friend Shelly, and who's on Twitch as ShellyBot.
Nice.
She did not have mods because she was playing on Switch, and it was a struggle.
the worst part is no, she was playing on PC.
Oh, she was. That's right. She doesn't have a
And-
Switch.
But like, I didn't have enough time to explain what mods were, how to do them. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just play vanilla.
So
and I'm like, this
oh
sucks.
my god.
And so like, I spent weeks telling her how great this game was, and I'm like, we're moving so slow. We don't even have automate. Like, so mad.
It
The
was
best
so
part about that though is I
hard.
heard that I was actually named in the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. On Stardew Sunday,
like-
we named the dog Nathan.
I was like, what do we name the dog? And Alex and Emily at the same time were all Nathan.
Nathan.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for including me.
We were
Of
thinking
course.
of you,
Spirit.
Nathan.
Like, we
you were
used
there in
mods.
spirit.
I love
we
it.
used mods to make you a golden lab or retriever.
Nice, nice.
We
you're
make
on
sure you
our
have
farm.
water every day.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
Alex
I
was-
do
Yeah,
that.
you.
like he
I
sleeps
do
in
that.
Alex's room because like I don't water him. Every
Yeah, Alex always fills the water bowl.
Oh my gosh, but no, the first night we all woke up, I went to my cabin, and then everybody wakes up in the same bed, and Jeff was like, wow, that was a wild night. I'm like, y'all left me out. I'm all sleeping by myself.
She's in the
I
cold.
think there was one night where everyone slept in Alex's bed except for Clay, and we're like, you should have been there.
Nice. Nice.
You missed out, buddy.
Oh
Well,
my
it's funny
God.
because I see Jeff's house and I'm like, because he was already in bed and I laid out, and then all of a sudden I see Emily run out of it and I was like, oh, it was just the two of us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
was fun.
hilarious.
It was a lot
That's
of fun.
great. That
Yeah.
sounds
We're-
awesome.
we're
Yeah.
swingers
I'm
in
sure there's a
Stardew.
mod for that.
There's a mod for that, yeah.
I'm sure there is. Just
Whoop-
like
a
in the
whoopee.
Sims.
Exactly.
That's
Whoopee.
Woohoo!
Woohoo. Thank you, Whoopi.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Nathan?
I've been playing. Well, actually, I beat the pedestrian, which
Oh,
Yeah.
holy
Get it.
crap,
Nice.
guys! The pedestrian goes in a direction I did not see coming at all.
What?
like story wise or like puzzle
Oh.
wise?
Puzzle wise, like
Oh.
Ooh.
the last puzzle.
I am intrigued.
Wow, the last. If you don't want to play it,
Oh
go
my
watch a
gosh.
YouTube video. At least like the puzzle prior, and then watch how it like unfolds.
Okay. Okay.
So cool.
Mm.
Anyway, beat it. Amazing. I loved it.
Wow.
Still trying to figure out the ending, but regardless, it's a great game. I also played Beat Cop. I'm on day 13 of 21, which I'm really enjoying that one.
Nice.
I did a little bit of AC Origins today. I did some side questing, leveled up to level 19, and I think I just got to Giza for my next target. So I'm close.
Nice.
Cool,
And then I
cool.
played a little bit of The Long Dark on PC because I wanted to test it out with my PlayStation 4 controller. And looks great. The game runs really smoothly, but I got attacked by a bear and died. So I survived not
I saw
even
you
like...
downloaded it on PlayStation. Did you play it on both?
I wanted to see how it looked on both to see if actually it got a PlayStation 5 upgrade, to see if they had actually upgraded the frame rate, and they didn't. So I was kind of bummed about
So,
that.
See one with PC.
Possibly.
Oh, is that why you tweeted them?
Yeah. I was like, so is PS5 getting an upgrade? And then I was like, let me check it out on PC. And then I was like, yeah. So anyway, I didn't play much, but I felt like I did enough with the time that I had.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's what we're playing this week.
Nice.
next up, we're going to move on to the news. Jeff, do you have any news for us?
I do. So the news I have for today is looks like Valheim.
Valheim, yeah.
Valheim is looking to come to consoles in June.
Oh, wow.
Is a rumor going around, and it has plans of possibly going to Game Pass.
Oh.
I recently picked up that game because I wanted to give it a shot, and I heard very good reviews from Imran on Kind of Funny Games.
Nice. Oh, yeah,
and I thought I'd give it a shot, but I haven't gotten too far into it. But it seems like the game that you're more likely to have a good time when you play with friends.
Right.
So I'm waiting for more people to pick it up, but I wanted to be the first adopter of my group.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's only
exciting.
$19.99 new, so I didn't feel too bad buying it.
No, yeah, it's not bad. And I've heard good things too. I've watched a little bit of gameplay, but not enough to actually have an actual opinion on it too much. Cool. I think they also another big thing in news this week was Microsoft officially acquires Bethesda. They paid $7.5 billion to acquire ZeniMax, which is the parent company of Bethesda. So
That's a lot of dough.
Yeah, $7.5 billion.
Billion with a B.
Yeah, exactly. $1 billion. But on Game Pass, I guess they're celebrating that just came out. They dropped 20 major Bethesda games on Game Pass. Ooh. So now any Game Pass owners can play the following games: Dishonored 1 and 2, Doom, Doom 64, Doom 3, Doom Eternal, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Prey, Rage 2, Elder Scrolls 3 through 5, Elder Scrolls Online, The Evil Within, Wolfenstein, The New Order, Old Blood, and New Blood. So all those games dropped on Game Pass this past week. So it's very exciting for Xbox fans. And there's all that,
the one thing they got going for them.
They finally got some exclusives, maybe.
But honestly, this is a big deal. I love all these franchises for the most part. And honestly, if these all become actual exclusives, permanent exclusives, guaranteed I'm going to be upgrading my PC, or I'm going to be, buying an Xbox One S or something. I don't know, but I'm going to find a way to play these games because I do love these games. So
nice.
But yeah, anybody else kind of concerned, excited?
I can tack on two things for that. So for the Xbox deal, they actually were talking about exclusivity, and a couple of Microsoft executives were kind of hinting you don't pay this much money to just give money to your competition. So they have two more deals with two games that are coming out, Deathloop and I can't remember the other one, but there's another one coming out, and then those are going to be on both, and then they're going to reevaluate exclusivity going forward with all their. So that kind of sucks. But like you said with PC, that's the nice thing actually. We always shit on Xbox, well, I do. I always shit on Xbox.
Everyone always shits on Xbox.
But
let's be honest.
It's cool because I can play it on PC if I want. So
that's right.
Yeah.
There's that
Thanks
option.
for doing that.
Exactly.
And then, have you bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Nathan?
I have not.
Or Jeff?
No, not yet. We were talking about it, and I don't know if I'll ever get to it. So it's more of a if Nathan gets it.
I'll
right now,
I'll probably end up buying it eventually.
The physical version on PS4 is $35, and that comes with a PS5 upgrade. So I don't know if that interests you at all.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
But yeah,
but by the time I beat Origins,
it'll probably go down lower.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Black Friday around the time he beats Origins.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then I still have to beat Odyssey before I could even play Valhalla. So.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have 2 games to get to Valhalla, so it'll probably be next year.
I was like, I kind of want to play that one. And I was like, wait, I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 2, so I probably.
Oh yeah, that's it. Wow, that's a stretch. My God.
So, but
cool.
Yeah, that's my news.
Awesome. Alex, did you have anything?
I got nothing.
You got nothing. That's good. It's all good. Emily?
My only news is that Bear and Breakfast still doesn't have a definite release date, and
I need
very
that release date, Emily.
Yes,
I need that release date.
I want to play that game.
It looks
I
so
want to play
damn
Stray. That's my where's the release date?
Oh,
I know.
For me, it's Bear and Breakfast. I am dying to play Bear and Breakfast.
I know, right?
Oh wait, I might have something.
Oh.
Another game I've been playing this week is Alba.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's on mobile. So
yes.
if you have an iPhone, you can do the free arcade for a
Oh.
few months, and I've been playing it on the phone. It's so much fun. I've
That's
already cried
awesome.
like a few times
Aw.
playing it, but it's nice because right now I think there's a free arcade option where you get the first 3 months for free,
Okay, cool.
if I remember right. So
I'm
that'll
a-
give me plenty of time to beat it and
I
then
think
cancel
so.
my subscription.
That's
I'm on
awesome.
a family with one of our friends, and she just got a new iPhone, and then
Uh-huh.
so we all got 3 months. For free.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do
Yeah.
not have an iPhone.
You're not
Okay.
missing
There-
much.
there has
You're
to
not
be a
missing-
workaround. No, you're not really. Just
But
the
apparently I'm
sleepiness.
missing this.
So is it Alba
No.
a wildlife
And
adventure?
FaceTime.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll download that.
Yeah, it looked really cute. I
It's
think
it's kind of janky on the phone, but
Mm.
yeah, no, Nathan, it is super cute. I
Yeah.
love like the fact that like you can like actually take like pictures of
right.
real life animals, and it has like their scientific name, their
Mhm.
common name.
that
Right.
sounds
it's
so
very-
cute.
It's
Yeah, I
very
think
fun.
I think you and I talked about it when they had the Direct, the Nintendo Direct, and you and I were like,
Yes.
"Well, it looks really cute. Looks like a chill like just adventure game." So
yeah, I can't wait for the Switch though. I had to get
Yeah.
some kind of
get your
little
hands
taste
on it.
of it on
Give me the
Switch.
game.
Give it to me.
Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. So we're
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
moving on to our main topic, our favorite songs from all time from video games. I've decided to call the podcast though, the episode. Now that's what I call video game music, Volume 1. If anybody remembers
Hey.
the
That's
Now
right.
albums.
Oh, they're
Love
still
it.
going.
No, they're
still
on.
going.
They're
It's like now
They were in the
5,000.
hundreds.
last year they were in the 80s, and
I
now
thought
they're
they
in the
hit
100s.
100.
They might have, but I'm saying that's how quickly they go.
Yeah.
But I
Alex
think
and
we're
I
we're old enough though to actually have seen the first one.
Okay, Jeff and Nathan and I were
I had 3,
probably all
4,
in middle school when the first
7.
one came out.
I had number 3, and it had "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that was on repeat.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Oh my god.
We were
Anyway,
just talking about that the other day. Sorry, go ahead.
You're
Go ahead.
fine.
It's so weird.
Fine. Yeah, so we're gonna be basically going around and sharing our favorite video game song of all time. And we're gonna be starting off with the longest song of the night, and that is gonna
That's
be
me, baby.
from Clay. Clay, what have you got for us?
So the song I picked, which was incredibly hard,
I know, I'm sorry,
like
guys.
unnecessarily so. It's kind of funny because normally I categorize it as, okay, this is my favorite battle theme. This is my favorite overworld theme. So I like to
Aw.
have one song. It was like, "Ugh." But I finally decided on a song called "The Extreme" from Final Fantasy VIII.
No idea that you picked this.
Well, you knew.
So shocked, mild shock.
Much shock.
Jeff, how did
Many
you know?
shocks.
Yes.
How dare you?
I'm hacked into both of your phones. I see everything.
Oh, okay.
Jeff's a
Oh,
creepy.
shit.
Creepy.
I've seen
I picked
I've
that
seen Clay's
song.
nips.
Nice.
What?
So you know they're that small.
You had to zoom in.
Oh my
You
God.
definitely have to include the pre-show talking.
Yes.
now you-
Otherwise,
now he
it's just
doesn't
like
have to.
what?
I picked that song because let me see what the prompts are. I have to answer from the show notes.
Very, very prepared over here. I'm just kidding.
Okay. So the context of the song is it's the last boss song. So it's like the big finale song.
Oh, nice.
To end the game. And then it's from Nobuo Uematsu, who did the first 11 Final Fantasy games. He composed all the music for them. And he's had some health issues in the last couple of years, so he hasn't done as much music. But the original creator, I think the last time we were talking on the podcast, I was talking about that Diorama RPG game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I actually have the name of it, and the composer and the creator of that is actually Nobuo Uematsu and the original Final Fantasy creator. So it's like their big final like project together after working together for 35 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's going to be the last game he ever composes a full soundtrack
Wow.
for.
Dang.
So, but
That's
deep.
even with the health issues, he still composed 60 songs, 60
Wow.
orchestral pieces for this game. So
Amazing.
the man's absolutely incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I hope you guys like the song.
And here we go.
And we've established we'll kind of talk with them, but if there's an important part, Clay, stop us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody else heard this song?
Yes, I beat Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay, I was
I've
going to say
never heard this.
So the
I have
song
not.
gets nuts.
Yeah.
6 minutes and 45 seconds. Better get nuts. I'm just kidding.
Of just nuts. Nothing but nuts.
Can you guys hear it okay?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
sounds great.
It's very reminiscent of Final Fantasy VII when Sephiroth is researching his past.
Mm-hmm.
Calm before the storm.
Mhm.
We were just talking about this too, and how like back in the day they composed these really elaborate and complicated songs with just very basic for the time.
Yeah.
Like synthesizers, and it's just amazing how they're still just such timeless songs.
Yeah, it's very synthy. You can hear all the.
Mhm.
Yes.
And a nice orchestra in there.
Mm.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh, I like it. Oh,
Oh. I'm doing the pigeon.
yeah, we're all in the
His head
pigeon.
bobbing.
You gotta watch this on YouTube, guys.
Get another plug in there. Nathan, go. Damn, that's good.
Yeah, this is total Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
So without spoilers, Clay, what kind of happens during this part of the song? Is it like fight music? Because I'm getting that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You said it was
it's
like the
like,
final boss battle.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Oh, drums kicking in, snares.
This is dope.
Yeah, it's constantly building on itself.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
So many layers. It just keeps going. It doesn't
Yeah.
subtract. It just...
And sometimes it's like it feels way overproduced, but like this one just feels like it's raising the stakes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like you definitely feel hype for this last, and then a part's coming up in a few seconds. There's a lot of like little fun moments in this song. Like another one's coming up after this last little.
Dang.
And it totally shifts right here. And just listen to it.
Oh.
And then just when you think it's done, it totally changes up again.
Dang. This thing's going all over the place with tempo.
Yeah.
The choir also reminds me of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
And when it's showing the Triforce the first time in that cutscene.
Exactly. Exactly.
And nobody knows how to pronounce the goddesses' names.
That's a good point.
But you're like, well, for me, you're like 8, 9 years old, like, oh my gosh! Like,
Yeah, I can totally see that. Like you're just like raging.
or just getting so pumped you just sit there and let it play.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
Is it one of those things where you pushed pause and this kept playing in the background?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I tried to find a shorter version, but
No, this is fine.
And
literally the
honestly,
whole song-
sometimes you need the full experience. Like, it's not one of those that's ultra repetitive where you feel like you're listening
Yeah.
to the same bit over and over.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's not like a 30-second lip. It's like literally like 6.5 minutes of
Yeah.
original.
like if I picked the original of my song, it would have been a bit repetitive, so I went with like the version I did for that
Mhm.
reason.
But now you're starting to see
Whoa.
it loop, where it can start looping a little bit.
That was James Bond right there. I heard those chords.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, like
Like out
the
of the entire
runs.
song.
The runs are
Yes.
awesome.
Well, not normally, but these
not
runs are
those
good.
runs.
Right.
I have to run.
Jeffrey, stop. Shut your mouth.
Oh.
Wow. Just said like da-da-da-da to like wake
Yeah.
you back up. Like, oh,
Right. Oh, that's
Still
right.
the same song.
We're still doing this.
I love that the choir's not like overdone throughout the song.
Yeah.
Just like the perfect amount, and then it stops, and then it comes back again
Right.
as like
Mm-hmm.
this like reoccurring theme to remind you of how amazing it sounds with the choir. Ooh, those offbeats. Oh my god,
Yeah, right?
I love it.
Yeah, like
And
the
it-
double time feel.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's repeating, but it's a little different
Yeah.
on the second loop through.
And then it just
And then
fades
that's when it
out.
Start repeating. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Very nice.
That
Very
was
nice.
very intense.
That's a fun one.
So,
Yeah.
I highly encourage you to, because Final Fantasy 8, I mean 7, 8, and 9 all have all of Final Fantasy does, but 8 like was my first Final Fantasy.
Mm.
Oh wow.
So all the music in that is just like a lot of the songs that I was going through. I was like, damn, a lot of these are Final Fantasy 8 songs. And so, like, if you can get the game for like $10 or whenever it goes on sale, and play it on 3 times with the power ups, because that doesn't affect the music; it just affects the game speed. And just
Oh,
play
nice.
through the game. The story is kind of weird,
Yeah.
but the music is just non-stop bangers the entire time. So
That's awesome.
highly recommend. But yeah, thank you for letting me have the opportunity to share that song with you guys.
Yeah.
That was
No, thank you.
excellent.
Before I talk about the music, I had a hard time beating games at that age, so I actually beat that game with was it Game Shark? Like it came in
Yeah.
memory card form. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard that if you play with cheats that you get a different ending
Oh.
than if you
Ooh.
played it clean. Do you know if there's any truth to that? Like I don't know.
Yes,
I haven't
actually,
played it again.
when you're
Okay.
playing, I don't know if you get a different ending, but the last boss casts a special version of Dispel that gets rid of all of your Game Shark cheats.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know
Um,
if I noticed that.
I don't know if there's a dialogue
That's
for
really
it, but
badass.
in doing research for this song, people are saying that if you do that, she casts a mass dispel that gets rid of all the cheats that you have on.
That
I don't
kinda
remember
sucks.
that at all, but I just remember
Right?
But
being
it's
like
cool.
sad at the ending, and I'm like, will I get a happier one if I don't cheat?
Oh, Jeffrey.
No, the ending's definitely very melancholic.
Okay, then maybe it is the same ending, but it's like different experience if you
Yeah.
use cheats.
Maybe.
And then the
Okay.
game that is coming out is called Fantasian. It's an out on Apple Arcade, and that will be Uematsu's last
Dang.
That's
last
cool.
fully orchestrated game. So
Go
I'm
check
looking
that out
forward
then.
to checking that out. Yeah, absolutely.
To speak about like the music, like especially the piano before it really breaks down, I was lucky enough. I did a musical improv masterclass with Rob Schiffman from Broadway's Next Hit Musical. And what they do for their show, as a side tangent, is they come out as if they're presenting like the Academy Awards for Best Song from a Musical. But what they do is they draw a song out of a hat, and they're like titles that the audience made, and then they make up a song on the spot, like, and then the pianist makes it
amazing.
up, make it up in the moment, and then the singers and the actors make it up in a moment, and at the end the audience votes on which one they'd like to see turned into a full improvised musical. And within that
Oh.
musical, they sing the same song that they made up again.
Oh my
And it's really cool.
Yeah,
So
it's,
awesome.
it's amazing.
That is
but
really
one of
cool.
the things I picked up from the master class is he was talking about like when you're creating the rhythm or like the flow to a song, like there's the obvious when you're making a song like da 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 da, where it kind of like the da at the end is very natural, but how you really capture people is by mixing up. So you'd go like da 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 da, and that change from what people expects is what like kind of makes people pop up and really listen
Right.
to the song.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think what that song did is it switched it up in that way toward the end, so that like you felt that something was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right,
I
yeah.
really appreciated like the storytelling in the music that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I definitely picked that up with the offbeats too. I was like, what? I really like this. You know, I was
Yeah.
paying attention before, but I was really paying attention then.
Right?
Because it's a
Now I-
very
That's neat.
bittersweet ending. So like when you're finally
Surprise.
like getting through, well, you have no idea. um, not like you, but like if people don't know, it's yeah, when you're playing, it's just like, oh shit, like this is really it. What's about to happen right now?
Right.
And then the song is literally as random as the story and ending can be. So
Yeah, the context really helps, I'm sure.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
That's awesome.
Just
That's
a
so
little.
cool. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Clay, for that. That was really awesome. Next up, we're going to be moving on to Jeff's piece.
I was like, I feel like I should go next.
Yeah.
For a very obvious reason. Mine is also composed by Nobuo Uematsu, and I'm really glad you went first because I was like, I was pretty sure I knew how to say it, but I wanted someone else to.
He was looking it up too
Well,
beforehand.
actually, I did look it up because I always said Nobuo Uematsu, but it's
Oh,
Uematsu.
okay. So in my head, I did it correctly. But mine is Aerith's theme from Final Fantasy VII, and I struggled with this because I felt very awkward picking a song that was 6 minutes long. But there's not any song that I have consistently listened to and wished I knew how to play more than this song.
Aww.
So the version I picked was from the Distant Worlds orchestra version,
Nice.
and it is composed by Nobuo Uematsu, but it was conducted by Arnie Roth. Some other fun facts that Clay didn't touch on: he worked on every Final Fantasy game up to 14, except for number 13, and he did come back to collaborate on the remake for Final Fantasy VII. He did the main theme for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And
Nice.
he worked on Chrono Trigger, which is definitely a game that's been on my backlog for a very long time. And
Awesome.
I've always wanted to get into. So I'm a big fan of this whole soundtrack in general. I don't think it's a secret on this podcast. I've
He
talked
has
about
it
a
on
lot.
vinyl.
We got it. Emily let me get it as an early
Nice.
birthday present. I got the remake vinyl, and it comes with 2 discs, and one of them is
Oh.
like the original music, and one of them is the
Ooh.
remake.
That's
It's
That's
beautiful.
cool.
It is awesome, and I'm never gonna open it or use it. It's just for looks.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
well,
I
That's
was gonna
awesome.
download it and listen to it that way. So like as I mentioned earlier, the original is a bit repetitive, but this one I think does a really great job of telling the story of Aerith, and it's one of the few times where I felt like I appreciated a character more from listening to the song, because I'm team Tifa. Like I'm like Cloud and Tifa need to be together forever. But then you listen to this song and like you think about like what her character means to not like Cloud and to the world, and I think it really complements her. So I really loved her after this song. So Nathan, when you're ready.
All right, here we go.
such an iconic little.
Yeah, it's so gentle, like, and it really like fits her really well. Like she's so innocent and gentle, but like it almost she's undermining her own importance to the world.
Mhm.
I like how the build still has that gentleness in it. Like it doesn't lose that, but it still
But
like grows and becomes more grand. You
Yeah,
know?
like
and
as
has,
opposed
like,
to
a
the last
richness
one,
to
it's
it.
not like a drop the beat. It's just
Mhm.
like a here
like
you
a
go.
crescendo.
Like,
Yeah,
like when you're
Here you
hitting
go.
a dove.
Yeah.
It sounds very sad.
Mm-hmm.
But like bittersweet.
Yeah.
You know?
more bittersweet. Yeah,
Like, I don't want to
melancholic.
spoil anything about the
Oh,
game.
no, please
Right.
Very poignant.
But like, I think it tells her whole story, and as you learn her story from the game as a whole, you see how it fits the story of the song.
Hmm. That's amazing that music can do that. It can like tell a story without using words.
It really
And it like reaches everybody. Ooh.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That just
I think going with this version was a great choice.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a good version.
And like, I feel like this version does that, like, na na na, but like it switches it up every time in a way that like feels important and significant, like it's necessary to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this version of this song, I don't know if it's because it's being played by like actual humans. It feels so emotional. Like my eyes are getting watery and I'm like,
I know, mine too.
I haven't teared up listening to this song in like 10 years, but like now I'm like, damn it.
Oh.
I'm trying to, trust me.
Oh.
And TBH, this is kind of the bridge of the song where I'm kind of like, all right, this is my least favorite bit, but like it just builds from here,
Yeah.
and I feel like it climaxes.
It gets you
shortly
there.
after this, like it was necessary.
I was
Right.
in band in high school, and I wish we had played this song.
Hmm.
Aw. Like it would have felt so satisfying.
Right. Although high school band, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they can.
Nathan, you can shove it.
I think the nice thing though is songs like
Here,
these
wait,
are
hold on,
becoming
it's coming.
Oh, it's right up here, yeah.
Fuck you, Jeff. God damn.
Like that last one, just like it like conveys this like dire importance to what's going on, and like
And
it
it's so
gets me every
final.
time. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that I have to just play this one little section again because this where is it? I gotta find it because it just kills me every time. Right there. Da-na-na,
Yeah.
da-na-na.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I have all the feels right now.
That's so good. Man.
I love this.
I think
Ah.
the amazing thing, especially with Final Fantasy music, is you can hear the original in these, and it's like a lot of songs, like when they get remade by orchestras and stuff, they go like overboard and making it sound like you can hear the original song and like be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I would envision it sounding like. And then they add like little flares here and there, but largely it's the same song, just real. Which I mean, it's real otherwise, but like Alex and I before this, we went on like a little like music rant and like listened to a whole bunch of different like orchestra versions of songs.
That's awesome.
And the nice thing with Final Fantasy music, like with that one, is it translates like 100%.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the issue with a lot of older games is they didn't have the ability to convey that feeling and the music that they wanted to portray or that they wanted to present for you. And I feel like these representations where, you know, they have a live version of it, a live score, it's what they wanted originally. It's what they intended, but they just didn't have the capability. So I think it's amazing that they do that.
But at the same time, even with the remake score, like I listened to that version and it's great, but like this is another level for me.
That is amazing. That was gorgeous.
Yeah. Like I went to this thing, Video Games like Live, and they did a bunch of different video games, like a video montage, which was really cool. And they did like a Final Fantasy set, like Final Fantasy like thing, and like this was included, but I felt like it was under played, but they did like this whole big thing for One Winged Angel, which is a great track. And like they had this cool thing where the guy conducting just brought an electric guitar and started jamming, and I'm like, this is cool. And I understand why they wouldn't focus on this song for like the energy of a live crowd, but like this song is it for me.
Yeah,
totally. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Jeff, for that. That was amazing. I was holding back many tears. So thank you. All right. Next we have Emily. Emily, what are you bringing to the table tonight?
Okay, so I had a very hard time picking. I almost went with Mario, which is so iconic.
It is iconic.
I almost went with Tetris, which was my first Game Boy game.
Oh, wow.
I almost went with Katamari Damacy, which I listened to a lot in like my senior year of high school. And then I actually almost went with the first Mass Effect soundtrack because I used to listen to that when I wrote essays in college.
Oh,
but
cool.
for like sheer listenability reasons for this moment right now, I went with Bugsnax.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually get that song stuck in my head all the time. Well, it depends on what Bugsnax song. It depends on what Bugsnax song.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so the Bugsnax song that I went with was Sunrise Over Snaggletooth Island. Aww. And it's by Seth Parker, who's one of the developers and also did the music for Bugsnax with Young Horses. They also did Octodog.
Octodad.
I'm sorry, Octodad.
Octodog. Okay, yes, Octodog.
It is past my bedtime, and I am sleepy.
Now I want to see a sequel where he's like the dog.
Yeah, the dog, Octodog. Make it.
Young
Make
Horses,
it happen.
if you ever listen to this, maybe that could be a sequel.
There you go.
But like, you know, this past year has been hard for everybody. Tomorrow is actually like the exact anniversary of the last day I taught in a classroom. And the last 3 months have been hard for lots of different reasons. But I hear that opening song from Bugsnax, and I'm just transported to a happier place.
That's awesome.
And it just lifts my mood, and I play it like really loud in the car.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love it. It just makes me so happy. So that is why it's my favorite video game song right now.
That's awesome. Well, without further ado, here it is. Bugsnax, Sunrise Over Snaggletooth Island.
Yeah.
You're smiling ear to ear right now.
Yes, I am. I am in my happy place.
Aww.
I love the synths.
They're so good.
So cool.
Seth Parker's a fucking genius. It has kind of a long intro, but it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. It's like lo-fi Daft Punk,
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
you know?
Ooh, there we go.
There it is.
Like it just feels like home when you hear it.
It
Yeah,
really
right?
does. In
has,
like
like, a
an
childhood
energetic
kind of-
sort of way.
Totally, I hear you.
Emily needs to beat this game like ASAP.
Because my vertigo this week. Okay?
No, I know. That's why we haven't yet. And like we've been working on like a let's play that we're doing too. So this one kind of took a back. It honestly makes me just want to go and play it again right now.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I could totally work
Like
with this
I was
music.
I was like, if I make Nathan play it for Give It an Hour 10 weeks in a row, is that enough time to beat?
Oh my god.
This song for me, like listening to it. I'm gonna let this part play.
Oh, nice. Took out that high pass.
It's so good. I just love it.
Like it feels like I think we all established that there was kind of like a different side to this game, and it feels like the happiness that you feel is slipping away in this part of the song to kind of allude to that.
But
Oh,
it's
interesting.
still like in the background cheering you on.
Interesting.
right. It like never goes away.
Or
It's still there.
but
Yeah.
it's muted, but like it never fully goes away.
Right.
It just sounds like you pause the game and it still plays the music.
Yeah, exactly. The pause menu.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good point.
Or like you're at a party and you dive underwater and you can hear
Yeah.
everyone having a good
Ooh.
time
Yes.
at the top of the water.
Yep. You're holding your breath.
And you're like,
Oh
does
my
anyone,
God.
if I stay
Who
down here
cares
long
about
enough, will
me?
people think I'm drowning?
Oh my god.
What's
So I have to say, like, the best songs you can feel in your bones, and all three of the songs that we've played so far, I can feel in my bones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You know,
Very
like
emotional.
you can just feel it resonating in your soul.
Mhm.
Right?
that song right
Oh
now
my
made
God.
me think of if you're like on the freeway at night and you just like crank that song and roll down your
Oh.
windows
Dude,
and
totally.
just having that
Yes.
like
Totally.
with the just the cold air like
Yes.
hitting you and just that song playing.
You
That's
see like the
Yep.
stars and the
Like
silhouette
you're free.
of the city skyline.
yeah, like you're free. That'd be like
And
You
a
just got out of a
maybe
bad
the moon.
situation, you know, and like all of a
Yeah.
sudden the world's changing
Yeah.
for
Like-
you.
I feel like that would be a great road trip song because like
oh yeah.
you could talk around it and it's creating a good vibe, but like
Right.
if the conversation stops and you're just listening to it,
It's so good.
like
Still, like,
everything feels
upholding
good.
that vibe.
Well, that's like-
It just puts you in
Yeah.
a good place.
That's if you
Yeah.
filmed like
and
an
that's
entire
why
road
it's my
trip.
favorite video game song right now.
That's amazing. Yeah. If you
I
put
felt
like
a little like a cop out for picking something so new.
No.
When there's so many iconic
Nope.
tunes out there,
No.
but
do not.
I had to go with Bugsnax.
That's so good. Yeah, I like we were talking about road trips. Like I could picture a road trip, filming the whole road trip, and then putting that song to the footage, just like it,
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
montage of a road
montage.
trip.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Be so good, so
Yeah.
good.
Just a happy
Emily.
montage, stopping and getting
It
ice
is.
cream.
Exactly.
And,
All those
I
moments.
love
And,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Emily, thank you so much. That was great.
You are so welcome.
There's one other soundtrack I know she listens to, and it was Needhog 2. Actually.
Oh, that is a good
Yes.
soundtrack. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like that
That
music
so
slapped,
chill.
like
that
it was-
first song. Oh my
Oh yeah.
god.
I think it's called Oh Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Amazing.
That is
When I did
another
my Give It an
excellent
Hour,
choice.
I was like, oh, this song
Oh,
slaps. Then I was like, oh, the rest of the
so
music
slaps.
isn't that good.
Using that definition,
so
that term
funny.
for music, slapping, is just hilarious. I think it's the best thing ever. the best way to
slaps
describe
your
the song.
eardrums.
Yes.
That shit slaps.
Slaps your soul.
that
Right.
that song bends me over and slaps my butt. Like
yeah.
Bring them cheeks over.
Bring them cheeks on back.
Oh.
Oh boy! With that said, moving on to Alex. Alex, what have you got for
Bring
us today?
it!
So we have aquatic ambiance for this, for my pick. It's from Donkey Kong Country, and I grew up playing this game with my family. You know, we would get McDonald's or Subway or just pizza or even like the little Flintstone like push-ups, I think they were.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
The
they would
push-
like
yeah,
melt through
push-ups.
and you're like, oh, but yeah, we would get just, we'd have like a Friday game night and we would do Donkey Country, and it was just, it was my brother Abram and I and then my parents, and for it coming out when it did and just the graphics, so amazing, just so iconic, you know, for the time. And we were obsessed with it. We played it all the time as much as we could. And so Aquatic Ambiance is a song that kind of takes me back to my childhood, not just for that moment, but it takes me back to like just serenity and calmness and just simplicity of childhood.
Nice.
I was telling Clay actually before this, the particular song's vibe has a very Yanni kind of vibe to it. Yanni's a beautiful.
I love Yanni.
I do too. I grew up listening to Yanni. Yanni was like
Same.
my uncle. You know,
Oh my
he would play during nap times, and I hear music now. We were just sitting on the couch listening to Yanni, and I was just like, you know, the
That's
phone
great.
almost like slapped me in the face. You know, I was
my
just
mom
falling
always
asleep.
had us watch the PBS specials on Yanni.
Oh, so good, so iconic. We had the pleasure of
Indeed.
seeing him live.
No.
Most expensive nap ever. Let me
Oh,
tell
I'm
you.
so jealous.
But aquatic ambiance is that feeling of just home and just comfort and a lot of like beautiful feelings from childhood in a game. The song was written by David Wise. He's an English video game composer and musician. I have a few facts. I don't know if I should share them now or after.
Let's do it now.
However you want to do it.
Okay, so despite how beautiful Aquatic Ambiance was and is, it was a pain in the ass to create, according to this website. The tune that plays during Donkey Kong Country's underwater section has become one of the title's most beloved and recognizable tracks. It almost didn't make it into the game, though, which is shocker to me.
Wow.
As it pushed the SNES audio capabilities to the limit and gobbled up a large portion of the system's RAM. It ended up taking Donkey Kong Country composer David Wise over 5 weeks to get the song working. And more recently, it was sampled in the Childish Gambino song Eat Your Vegetables. If you go back and listen to it, it's really neat how it's kind of sprinkled in there. And it sounds really good. So
That's awesome.
It just transcends time. It's still a classic to this day. It's still beloved by, you know, many, many people. But that's my song.
Awesome.
Take
Well,
it away, Nathan.
here we go. Aquatic Ambiance. It is.
It's one of those I don't know by name, but
You hear it, and it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
damn. I've noticed there's a common theme with synths
Yes.
Yes.
in our
Love
music.
it then.
it's iconic with video games. Like
It's true.
it seems like so game friendly even
Oh,
so
yeah.
early on.
Yeah.
But this
'Cause it-
kind of has like a slow sort of intro, and then it sort of like brings you back and sort of sets you into that like, okay, this is what you're gonna expect.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then right here.
Oh, dude. This is like 90s espionage music.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Big time.
And this game, like this song in particular, had a really wonderful way of keeping you calm when
Yes.
those damn swordfish kept like, you know, getting away from you. You'd get hit by something and it would swim away and you're like, damn it, get back here.
And you'd be like, oh, but I'm calm. Amazing.
Ugh.
This is definitely aquatic music, like
Oh
easily.
yeah, oh yeah.
They nailed it. Oh. Nice. I
And
love
it gets like
this.
really sexy, but it's still
Yeah,
like
right.
underwater.
I'm being seduced
Seductive.
by this.
We're underwater now.
This is gonna be like I'm gonna have like, hey Google, set the mood. It's gonna like
It's
Google
like
set
purple
the
and blue
mood.
neon lights, like
Oh my god.
You got like
Or
a wave
Jeff
effect
Trickett,
on your
Google
walls.
Device. Oops.
Oh no. I love that. Yeah, the little like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, ding,
Love
ding,
that.
ding, ding, ding. Tuk, 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 tuk. The
Our
echoing,
Google is playing a song. Hang
the
on.
gonna
reverb it's
mute
got
us real
going on.
Oops. Ooh.
We good.
I may have stood up too far.
Oh.
Iconicized on YouTube forever.
Jeff's getting a little bit too carried away with the music here.
Yeah, right.
I said I'm seduced.
Jeff's all, ugh, the shirt.
Oh, it's too hot. Oh. No, but this song doesn't really have a story. I think it,
But, like, it
jokingly,
creates-
kind of like sets that mood and it
Yeah,
kinda
Yeah.
it
does
helps fulfill and complete the environment of like exploration and like, but it relaxes you more
Oh yeah.
than the gameplay does in this moment.
Yeah, because
Right,
I can
right.
hear, like, in my head, I can hear, like, the ooh, 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 like, when you're swimming
Yeah,
through
the
the water.
butterflies.
Like, just like, I can, like,
Yeah.
just place it into the song, which is crazy.
That's so funny.
That was really cool.
That was
Yeah,
really
that's just
awesome.
like that's like a whole nother experience. Like it's like very surreal, and definitely transformative in the sense that like you definitely feel like you're somewhere else. Like
Yeah,
it does that
it
job really well.
transports you to like
Yes,
an
that's the word.
underwater place.
Right. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Like I think it was in the title, but like you don't even have to hear the title to know that's like this is an underwater kind of song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
for
exactly. Like they didn't
sure.
have to call it that to know it's an underwater level. Like it's so well done.
And I've not played that Donkey Kong game in
Neither
particular,
have
so
Neither have I.
I don't have that like in my head. So I was picturing all kinds of different things that are not Donkey Kongish.
Donkey Kongish.
Donkey
Oh
Kongish.
man. Well, Alex, thank you.
It
That was
made me
nice.
think of like
That's
a
great.
noir
Cute.
mermaid story,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Mermaids.
I see that.
which now I really want to see.
Mermaids
Someone
in
please
Donkey
make
Kong
this
Country.
happen.
Fantastic. All right, cool. And then last but not least, we have my piece that I've chosen for this evening. Yeah,
We'll
because
see if
I
it's
wasn't,
least.
I wasn't.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was almost contemplating on going back, but I had to pick a song that just kept popping back in my mind, and I think it's been playing in my mind for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, however long. This theme has been in my head, but it's going to be American Venom from Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's
Now-
so funny because I told Alex, I was like joking when we were getting ready. I was like, I wonder what song from Red Dead 2 Nathan's gonna pick.
Are we surprised? No.
I know, but this
awesome.
this particular song is very special to me because this song is reminiscent of the original Red Dead, not the Red Dead Redemption, the first game. But it's very much John Marston's theme in that sense. There's a moment where you meet up with John in the second game, and there's a whistle of this theme, and it's just the whistle, and I get
Oh,
chills
yeah.
every time because I'm like, oh shit, there it is. That's the Red Dead Redemption theme right there.
Ooh.
Mhm.
And it's just anyway. So that's just that, right? But this song, in context, I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it, but there's a moment where John, I guess, kind of gives up, and then something happens, and then he has to go back to being John Marston, like the killer,
You're talking in
The-
2, right?
in 2. This takes place in Red Dead Redemption 2. So there's a moment where he has to basically go back to the way he used to be, and that's what everybody loves him. Like they love him for that because he just can't help from being like the gang member basically. And it's one of the most epic moments in this game, and it's just like, yeah, let's go, let's kill people. It's so epic. So anyway, this is by Woody Jackson, who's the composer. He's best known for his works with Rockstar in general. He composed scores for L.A. Noire, Red Dead Redemption, which he actually co-composed with Bill Elm. I guess Bill Elm, they met and he joined Bill Elm's band, and that's how he was able to co-compose Red Dead Redemption, the first one. And he actually stuck around long enough to work with Rockstar on Red Dead Redemption 2, where Bill Elm didn't. Yeah. He also worked on Grand Theft Auto 5 with Tangerine Dream, The Alchemist, and Oh No.
Oh.
And he also works at Electrovox Recording Studios in Hollywood, which is a business he has owned and operated since 2009.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And I guess he was, I guess he was also a session musician for Devil Wears Prada and Ocean's 12. So he used to just
All right.
he used to be a session musician. But that was really cool. But anyway, I love this cue with all my heart, and
Cool.
I'm really excited.
I've never actually heard this song. So.
Is Alex still listening? Do we need to wait?
No, she'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
She's
I
like
like
Red
it.
Dead and then left.
Oh no!
Peace.
No,
Can't take these Cowboys no more.
No, it's exciting to hear like a new song, because all the other songs we've had so far I've had an experience with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'd be
that's
neat.
Right.
Well, that's not true for me, but I'm still excited for it.
But it'll
Like-
be neat, like if I ever go back, because I did like Red Dead 1 a lot, and I don't know why
Mhm.
I've just put off playing 2. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be cool to have this song, and then if I ever play it, when I get to that moment, be like, oh, this is the song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
This is iconic. So,
I'm really
Here we
upset
go.
you didn't choose the house building music, but
oh, that song is so good too, though. Oh my God. Yeah, it's not this one. This one's a little more epic. So here we go. American Venom by Woody Jackson.
is this your subscriber song?
It was
Okay.
for a while.
I remember
Oh.
feeling
Oh, yeah.
so hyped
Alright.
at those horns.
Right, dude?
When
So
in the
hyped.
Game, I was like,
It is amazing.
like I just like
This
it was
feels like a
adrenaline.
shootout.
I'm like, let's
song.
fucking go.
Yes.
I might have teared up when I originally experienced it in the game.
Right? Me too, dude.
I love
This
this
song
song so
is, like-
modern sounding.
It's so
Right?
hype.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Westerns, like huge fan of Western music. And this is that vibe of Western and modern. It's so good.
Yes. Like beautifully married together. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
This is also a song I would have loved to play in high school band.
Yes.
We would not have had an electric guitar though.
This is. I'm thinking of like Goku in Dragon Ball Z, how he's never there at the beginning of the fight, and like this is
And
what
it just
shows
shows
like
up.
when Goku's like,
Right?
Krillin's dead, better show up. Like,
Yeah.
Someone needs to do an AMV. Let's go.
it also has some Pulp Fiction vibes.
Yeah.
that I can
Yes.
get
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a huge
I'm
Pulp
getting like
Fiction fan.
60s kind of.
A
Mhm.
little bit.
Yep.
A little bit, but not too
Yep.
much to like.
If someone did like a Red Dead in space, they could honestly reuse this song.
Oh yeah.
Like Space Cowboys, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
If you go back and listen to Grand Theft Auto's soundtrack, you'll hear a lot of this kind of stuff in Grand Theft Auto's soundtrack.
Okay,
It's
so I could see
fantastic.
an AMV from with Dragon Ball Z, but I could also see a Cowboy Bebop. And
Oh, there you go.
right?
Yes. Especially the drums right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good. It's just pumping while you're playing this level.
Yes.
There you go.
I need
So,
more.
This is
Ooh,
what I
that was
picture for
good.
that song. It's probably completely different than what's actually in the beginning, where it has like that. It builds up and then just breaks. I could see that being like the corral doors kick open and then you go into like
Right.
like a shootout. But
Totally.
the end right there, like the last minute and a half, reminds me
Mhm.
like if you were like shooting and killing people, and then you have to chase someone, and it's just that like like
Oh, yeah, that
constant,
final
like drums
chase
and
down.
stuff where you're like chasing and you finally catch them.
Right.
Which might be completely wrong, but yeah, that song is just that was a really good song.
That was
Yeah,
really
it's
good, Nathan.
it's a banger.
Excellent
It's just
choice.
thank you. It's just so
Yeah.
good. I just again like that song means so much more because of the culmination from Red Dead 1. Like if you've played Red Dead 1 and you love John and you get to this moment in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like Jeff said, let's fucking go. Like there's no other
Yeah.
way there's no other word or sentence to describe that scene, and it's that moment. So it's like
It's like
awesome.
it kind of like not exactly the Hulk, but it feels like someone
Yes.
who's like you could feel someone who's given up the game and they don't want to
Yep.
release the monster inside them. But like
Right.
I'm picturing like to go with Clay's, there's a shootout and like the good side is losing, but like the doors burst open and you
Right.
hear like a quip. And then
Yeah,
you realize you're like, is
exactly.
that like da da?
That's exactly it. It's like that moment in was it Endgame? No, it was in Infinity War. When
Oh yeah, on your left.
spoiler alerts.
That's all I'm gonna say.
End game. On
Yeah,
your
exactly.
left.
Yeah, Endgame on
Yeah,
your left.
exactly. That's exact. Oh yeah, Endgame on your exactly. So anyway, there you go. There's our favorite video game songs of all time. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If any of these resonated with you, would like to maybe reach out to us.
Share
tell us
yours
if you-
too.
Yeah.
Yes, tell us
Tell us
yours.
what your favorites are.
Paul
I
actually
almost
shared his
actually
in
went
the
with the buy
Discord.
mode theme from The Sims. Also,
It's so good.
like when Nathan first said, like, "What's your favorite video game song?" in my head, I could hear The Sims buy mode theme.
Yeah, Paul in our Discord actually threw out some too. He was saying his favorites were Sticker Brush Symphony from Donkey Kong Country 2
Oh, another
and
water level.
Gerudo Valley from Ocarina of Time, which Gerudo Valley is
So good.
so good.
So good.
So there you go. So before we jump into Give It an Hour, which is our last segment, we're going to play a little game called Video Game 20 Questions. This was a game that I was trying to avoid from playing for the longest time, but I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. We're going to play it because I think it's going to be fun.
Okay.
So basically, it's just like 20 questions. You just have to guess the game that I have already picked in my head. And
so is this going to be another one where we shout over each other, whoever gets it first?
No. This is you have to work together on this.
Okay.
You guys have to just kind of figure it out together on which game I'm guessing. And the last question has to be a guess for the game. So that's at that point you have to
Okay.
guess the game on the last question.
Okay,
Okay?
Okay.
So let the questioning begin.
indeed, the questioning.
All right. Go ahead, Jeff. You seem like you got a question.
So it's yes or no questions, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would
Is that a
That's
question?
not a question.
okay,
Damn
first
it, Willie
first
19.
first real question. And we're trying to guess a game. So was this game released new in the last 10 years?
Let's see here. Last 10 years.
Last 10 years. Why don't you let me know the game and I'll Google it for you?
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. I'm looking at I have the page right here, so I'm looking at everything.
Okay.
10 years ago? No.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I will do one. Hold on.
So, but it's like it took him so long to figure it out. It's close.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good
so I would say
point.
maybe the decade before.
Yeah, I would say in the last 15.
Okay. Is it from the 7th generation of consoles, which is Xbox 360, PS3, or Wii?
Say this again?
Is it did it release on the 7th generation of video game consoles, which is the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, or the Wii?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, had a feeling he had shifty eyes right there. I was like,
No,
oh,
I,
shit.
I mean, he's gonna answer, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Does anyone else have a question? Or who's next, I
I-
guess?
Okay,
I don't know
so
what to
I have one.
it can't have come out. Sorry, it can't have come out after 2001. Or I'm sorry, 2011. Jesus.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say.
And it has to be between 2005 and 2011.
Okay.
Okay.
Emily, do you have a question?
No.
Alex, do you have a question? Was this game an exclusive to any console?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
No.
Narrow it down.
Okay. All right. We have 3 questions so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clay me.
Is this game? This is a really specific question.
Okay.
But is this game from BioWare?
No.
Okay. So it's not. That means it's not any of the Mass Effects. It's not any of the oh god. It's not any of the Dragon Age series or like big games during those times. So I feel like that's kind of the way he might have gone. But so if it's neither of those and it's not, go ahead, Emily.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Would this game be considered a AAA game?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Alex, do you have a question?
I'm still trying to deduce with the information I have.
Yeah, you guys can talk about it if you want to go back over the answers so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got to have come out on the PS3, the Wii, or the Xbox 360.
2005 to 2011.
And
It's
it's
AAA
not,
AAA game.
not
and
by
it's
BioWare.
not an exclusive.
Yeah.
So it's not like a
Not an
first party.
exclusive.
It's not like a Halo. It's not
Okay.
It's not Mario.
Last of Us. It's not Mario or Zelda or anything.
Okay. Gosh, I'm just trying to think of games that came out during that time.
And it's
Is this
AAA.
game, if it's okay for me to ask the next
Yes,
Go ahead.
please.
Yeah.
please
is
go
this
ahead.
game in the first person?
Ooh.
Tori.
Yes.
It is in first person. So that eliminates Rockstar games too.
Those are all third person.
Yeah, I can't
yeah.
I'm trying to think if even Midnight Club was first person. I think that was like a third person car game.
Okay, so it is in first person.
Yeah.
In first person, and it's not like it. Actually, no, we didn't ask that. Is it a Bethesda game?
Yes.
Okay, so it can be either from the Fallout franchise. It
Or
can be
Skyrim.
one of the Elder Scrolls games,
Yeah.
or it could be. Hold on, actually.
Well, hang on. It was one of the questions before was, did it come out new in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
And the answer was no.
Okay, and Skyrim's 10-year anniversary is actually November of this year, so it can't have been
Oh,
Skyrim.
Yeah, it can't be Skyrim. I was just thinking about
Well,
that.
yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
yeah.
So it could be a Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be Morrowind or Oblivion?
Let me see.
Don't answer that question. That's rhetorical. Nathan.
No, that
He's
wasn't for
asking
Nathan.
Clay, not Nathan. Let's be
Is
clear.
it cheating to research?
It is. No, but I'm gonna clarify something. I'm gonna clarify something.
Okay.
When you said 10 years ago, I said 10 years ago as of today.
As
Okay.
of today.
Oh, okay.
As of
So
today.
it could be Skyrim.
No, Skyrim came in less than 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
Skyrim was
it's
November
9
was
years and
11
6
11
months.
11.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
11,
Okay.
11,
Okay.
11.
So it's
Nathan's face
Bethesda.
didn't change, so he didn't make a mistake. So it's not Skyrim.
I don't know. Nathan seems to have a poker face.
I think Nathan would clarify if he realized he was
Yeah,
wrong.
he wouldn't
Yeah,
lie
so
straight
wait,
to
so
our faces.
That's true.
Wait, so
If the 10th
question was,
anniversary is upcoming, that means it hasn't been 10 years yet.
you said did it come 10 years ago today?
Yeah, so
So if
but
it's
Skyrim came out 10 years ago, November.
so it hasn't,
so that's
it
9 years
hasn't
and 6
been 10
months ago.
years yet.
Within 10 years.
Oh, it's within 10 years.
Yeah.
Has it come out within 10 years?
Yeah.
So the game Skyrim
So
is what you're saying.
did you think I was asking if it came out 10 years ago today?
Like within the past 10 years, and I did the math wrong. So yes, it did come out within 10 years.
Did we just win the
No.
game?
Which means it's either Skyrim or Brink.
I have a feeling it's not Brink.
What the hell is Brink?
I don't
It's a
even think
first-person
Brink is
shooter
a
that came
AAA.
out from
Was it-
Bethesda. It's Bethesda.
Oh.
Wasn't that
in
the
May of
Disney movie
2000.
original channel movie about rollerblading?
Soul Skater. My guess is definitely Skyrim.
Same.
Yes.
Same.
Is that your
Clay,
question?
should we lock it in?
Is the game Skyrim?
Yes, it is. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Dang.
Good
Okay,
job, everybody.
speaking of video game songs, I have a question. When that game came out, did anyone else see the music YouTube video where someone like made up words based on what was happening in the trailer.
Yes.
And sang them along with the song that was
Fucking
playing in the
cool.
Was it a
trailer.
literal trailer?
Yes.
Yes. I remember that.
I
Nice.
think of that frequently.
Was it Tobuscus that did the literal trailer?
No, I think she's thinking where it shows the it's that song and it's like fucking cool. Oh my god, make us
Yes,
sound
and at the very end when they
Yes.
showed the like it was Skyrim.
Oh, you're thinking of Tobuscus then.
111 or whatever the tune
Yeah,
was.
you're thinking of Tobuscus did the Songify for the trailers.
Okay.
And
he's like,
Okay. I haven't seen it in so many years, but it lives on in my memory.
You know, it's funny. There
Amazing.
was so much hype about that game coming out. I remember there's a Dan Bull rap. He used to rap over trailers, and like those would get me like that game had so much hype building up.
That game had so much hype.
It really
But-
did.
So much
Yeah,
hype.
what was that? 7 questions?
Yeah, I was like 8.
questions.
8 or
And like
7 or 8
even though
questions.
he answered the question wrong, our
Dang.
deduction still got us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't about to be like, not say anything after, especially if I was like wrong. I was like, I can't do that. So good job, guys.
We
Good job.
appreciate that, Nathan.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're very
Thank you.
kind.
But I think if someone who actually knows how to do math properly is the person asking the questions, then we'll have to probably go a little bit longer.
It was nice that
Anyway.
it was a team game. I enjoyed that we were
Yeah.
working on
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah, those are
And
fun.
everyone had a solid question.
No, that was great. Those were great questions too, and I was like, this is awesome. So great
I
job.
think Alex's questions really got us there.
The one question I had, I was
Yeah.
I like to sit back and observe. I'm like,
No,
okay,
it's
what
good.
hasn't
Like,
It's
been
good.
asked yet?
It's good. It's good.
For some
Okay.
reason,
Um,
like Brink popped in my head, and I was like,
Brink?
Brink.
There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance?
And then you're like,
my
not
God.
within the last 10 years. I was like, Brink was May. Fuck, it can't be.
May.
That's so funny.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess in future, technically looking up information is cheating. So, but whatever, it's fine.
Okay,
I didn't
that's
explain that. I did not explain that. So that's my fault. Cool. So moving on to the final main event of the show, Give It an Hour, where Jeff and I recommend a game for each other to play each week, and we decide whether we add it to our backlog or not. This week, I got to play Ape Out, and Jeff got to play Red Dead Revolver. So,
Did anyone else play any of these games?
did you
No.
really either of these?
That's fair.
No?
Didn't
Okay.
have a chance.
No, understandable.
That's fine. I barely had that.
I watched
Honestly,
Jeff play his.
and you probably,
Kinda
yeah, you
counts.
No, I watched you play the one you give Nathan.
Yeah, and you watched me play Ape Out.
Yeah.
there you go. I mean, honestly, like I feel bad because I only got like 22 minutes in playing.
Oh my gosh.
It was a rough night. It was like I'd worked late, and then Claire was having a rough night crying, and I was like, I can't do this. And I was tired. I was getting texts. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. I gotta go. So I just called
It
it.
sounds like the way Jeff described it was that you didn't. It sounds like it's the same 2 hours of gameplay. You just
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like you got the
things
gist
I
of it.
mean-
Like the biggest change was like the layouts and the harder enemies as you got forward. So
Yeah,
I think you
yeah.
got the experience. When he said 20, he's like, just so you know, I only got through 20 minutes of that game, and I'm like, you hated it that much? And then I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean I could have quit the games I hate sooner? I would have
yeah,
quit so much.
Bioshock was.
Oh my gosh.
I was super mad that I played the full 2 hours of like the witness.
I think I honestly
full
think though
hour.
that should be a rule. If it's that bad, we shouldn't have to play for the full hour. Like I'm
No, I
fully
think it
okay
should
with
be a
that.
rule. If it's that bad, you have to power through.
Ooh.
You have to
make
power
sure There's
through?
nothing that
You
like,
guys maybe
that
play
there's nothing that
Police
changes
Quest
your
Police
mind.
Quest.
for an
Oh my
hour. If I had to
gosh.
play
That's
that for an hour,
true.
you guys can play whatever you need to. For
That's a very
Yeah,
good point.
like,
Very good
I
That
point.
was our first game as
I think-
guests on the show.
You guys want to be
so
guests here? Play
damn.
Police Quest 4 for an hour.
That okay? Yeah, I wish that I could have
That's
released that one.
application.
Like I wish I could have stopped playing when I couldn't figure out how to look at evidence. Like I was like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I just don't
Oh my
understand
God.
it.
That was a great episode. Jeff was drunk and I suggested a racist game. Good times. Jeez.
Classic.
to zoop on the shot. I'm like,
Oh
okay.
man.
I'm glad you found. I'm glad you heard the gunshot.
I know, right? Okay, so I guess I'll just go first. I got
go
to
ahead.
play Ape Out for an hour. Well, I didn't get to play for an hour. I played
20
for 20 minutes. But let me just put it this way: the music and the gore is why you play this game. That music
Oh.
is like holy shit good. I love jazz. Like I remember watching what's that movie with the drummer
La
kid?
La Land.
It's B
No.
movie. You like jazz?
No.
The drummer.
with-
Stop.
I know
Not
which one you're talking
B-movie.
about.
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
that's the vibe I got from this game immediately. This is like Whiplash, but you're a gorilla and you're killing people. And it was just like the juxtaposition of like the really awesome jazz music with like the blood and the gore and just bodies exploding everywhere was so
And, like,
fun.
Except you should clarify, it's not just jazz, it's like all percussion jazz.
Yeah, it's strictly like percussion. It's all just drums and cymbals
Yeah.
and snares and like
and
so
I
good.
appreciate like it. The drums played up whenever you killed somebody, and it didn't matter
Yes.
when you killed somebody. It
Nope.
made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason you'd grab them and then you'd throw them against the wall and then like a cymbal would crash, or you'd like push
Yeah.
them and then the drum would hit, and it was just like, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
So if
It's
you
almost
watch the trailer, that's how it is in the trailer, and you might think, oh, they just made it work for the trailer. No.
So
That's
it's
how
like
it is
improv
in the
kind
game.
of.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
I
improv
love
drumming, but you're
that.
like part of the music in a way.
Yeah.
Like as you're hitting these
It's-
impacts,
it's
it's
dope.
also impacting the music. It is so cool. The art style is awesome. I love that. I loved all of it. And now there was one thing: the controls were a little odd at times. When I would try to point my mouse in the right direction, I would try to like swivel the mouse to a different direction. It wouldn't turn like the way I wanted it to turn.
So
So
you didn't
it
get
was
your
really
PS4
weird.
controller working right by then?
Not at that point. Yeah, I was playing on the mouse, so I was like, shit. So I did have a little struggle with that. I was like, damn it, I can't like. I know where I need to go, but it's not wanting me to go the direction I need to go in, which was really frustrating.
Yeah.
And also, it took me forever to figure out how to rip that freaking metal door off. I was like, how do I open this door?
And it's like, just hold it longer.
Yeah. And then you have to like drag your mouse away from the door so it like rips the metal wall off. But yeah, that was an experience. Now I do feel like I'm missing an ability or something, because I feel like it almost got too repetitive to the point of where it's like there has to be something else to this game. Like there has to be another function other than just shove and push and charge, right?
You do get another one, and I guess it's spoilers, but like you could hold them hostage, and then is like you hold them in front of you, and you could they fire their weapons sporadically.
Oh, that's cool.
But that one was super unreliable to me, and as soon as they die, you're like if you're counting on them to last a little longer, and there's 4 people, and he gets shot, you're just like, guess I'm dead.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm torn because I kind of want to keep playing it, but on the other hand, it's like I know what I'm already gonna. I already know what I'm in for at this point. Like I know what to expect. But I almost want to try it with the controller to see if I can do better. Maybe
You should.
So I think what I might do is play it again with the controller and then make my decision then, because the mouse was a little frustrating for some reason.
And it honestly, like sometimes when I go to howlongtobeat.com and it's like 2 hours, and I'm like, so for me 4. But like I got to the point where I stopped trying to kill everybody, and like I was just trying to find the most strategic way to get through, even if it meant
Yes.
I didn't kill anybody. And
Right.
it was about 2 hours. So
Okay,
like it's
alright.
not a huge commitment if that's something that
That's
you want to
not.
power through.
That's not bad at all.
Like
Yeah,
you could
I
do
did
that
that
and
too.
give it an hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually did that as well a little bit, where I would try to avoid at some points, like especially when you got to level 4. I was like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah, no,
You
like
have to go down that corridor, and it's like shit.
there's some enemies with like you get enemies with rocket launchers. Some of them have bombs attached to them, and if you
The bombs.
throw them too close to you, you get blown up. And
Yeah,
so
no, I
it's
was like, wait, why am I dying? I was like, oh, because I'm probably against the wall they're exploding against.
yeah. And I like that they didn't explain anything like that. You just figured it out
Yeah.
after dying enough. Like, and I like
Right.
I was noticing, and I'm like, am I putting tracks behind me? Is that why they're following? And I'm like, oh no, I'm hurt. That's blood.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, it's a little blood. There's a lot of blood, and then you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind
was
of
very
like
much-
you were the monkey, like learning to adapt.
Yeah, and it's so it's
Right.
like every level starts with, I don't know if it's the same gorilla or I think it's a different one, but in captivity, and each level is you escaping captivity and like going after those. I will say
man.
the last level and the bonus level were definitely my favorites in
Okay.
the game, and it felt to me those felt the most rewarding on a story or like emotionally rewarding level.
Gotcha.
So if you can get that far, I highly recommend it.
All right, I will give it a shot. So I will add it to my backlog temporarily.
Yeah.
So nice.
It's not a long
Nice.
game, right?
No, it's not. I like if I could beat it that quickly, anyone can. There were
Right,
parts
right.
where I'm like 20 minutes in, I'm like, I'm fucking done, and so I'd be done for the night. But then I'd pick it up the next day and beat it on my first try. It's one
Amazing.
of those kinds of games.
Is there
so-
so to replay it, or is it just 2 hours and it's like, if you want kind of the gameplay, you can do it if you want, but
The levels are randomly generated in a sense. Like they're the same general layout, but the walls are placed differently and the enemies are
okay.
different every time. So you could do it again and probably get like a speed run going. I don't remember
That's
if
what
it
I was
showed
gonna
your
say.
time. It showed no, it showed your total time per level and how many times you died.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It's because there's 4 albums, and there's 8 levels per album, and those are kind of each their own. They split into 2 levels per, and it shows
I
you
didn't
your
catch
time and
that.
stuff. Yeah, you didn't get that far.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Jeff.
So I played Red Dead Revolver, and if you watched, I had to pause a couple times, unfortunately, and the last time when I played the last 23 minutes of the game, I hit play, and then I finished, and I'm like, that's all, and then I looked, and it said not recording, and I looked, and it stopped recording 11 seconds in. So I had this 11-second clip. I'm like, oh. So I played another 15 minutes, and so that's why I might give it an hour. It was a little short. I was very frustrated.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about my experience leading up to that. You could see the influence it had on Red Dead Redemption because, as I mentioned, Rockstar picked up the studio in the middle of this game, and then they finished it, and then they went on to make. I think they just published it even, and then they went on to make their own Red Dead Redemption, which is the story of John Marston. And
Right.
the environments were very reminiscent. But like it told the story in like little small chapters. It's like, okay, do this mission, chapter over. This was your time. This is how well you did. This is your
that's
accuracy.
interesting.
Do you want to do it again? And most of the time the answer was no.
It's very arcadey Red Dead, basically.
It is.
Okay,
And
okay.
like depending, some of the weapons have like a short range, and when you fire those, you could literally watch the bullet just go woo, woo, and like, so the shots didn't feel instant, and when it felt like it didn't want me to shoot an enemy at a certain time, because I would time when they were supposed to come out from cover, and I would shoot it, and they would come out and jump back. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's not, like,
no.
I shot before you got there, and you came out and went back before it even got to you. Are you kidding me?
Amazing.
So that was very frustrating for me to watch. I got to this train level where you're on a train and you're fighting to the front and it's being robbed, and like you could fall off the train and you're like running next to the train at the same speed.
Oh my
But the
God.
further you got into the car, there was none at jumping height, so I thought I was screwed and I would never catch up to it. But you could jump to the tallest car and just leap and get there. So that was weird. And then I paused, and then that's when I restarted the game, and I beat that part. And then you were supposed to protect the conductor for 3 minutes. And it was the most frustrating thing. Like,
Was it the longest 3 minutes of your life?
yeah, because I had to do it 3 times.
Oh no!
Well, the first
9
time I got
minutes
all
of
the
your
way to
life.
within 15 seconds, and I was like, no! Yeah. And
Is it an on-rail shooter?
No, it's not on rail. Well, like
No.
that level kind of was. But it would put you, it wasn't open world. It would just put you in this tiny map and be like, okay,
Right.
here's what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
And so
Yeah.
I completed that. But every time you completed a mission, it was like, one more thing. Here's another bad guy. And like, and then you meet him and it's like, but that wasn't the main guy. This is the main guy. And then, so like, it just kept feeling like there was one more thing to do in every level.
That's
And
frustrating.
I got to this boss. Also, everyone was insane speed. Everyone but you. Like, I don't know if I missed the run button, but everyone, including this like 500-pound dude with explosives strapped to him, he was chasing me down, and like, he was like the first big boss. And if he ran into you, you blew up. And if he did that 3 times, you died, and you had to start over.
Oh my God.
And the way I finally beat him, first of all, there was an abandoned house. I got into the second story, and for some reason, even though he didn't climb the stairs, he was still able to blow me up. So what I ended up doing in the video is I climbed up on top of a wall on top of the second story, and I just waited for him to run into the wall under me, and then he would like blow himself back, and then I would shoot him twice, and then I'd wait.
Nice.
And it was 15 minutes, but I didn't, sometimes I got
nice.
impatient, like when I Like when I was in Hades, like I would get impatient and just run in there. I'm like, fine, shoot.
Leroy
And then I'd run
Jenkins.
up back on my stoop. And I find like that's when I turned the stream back on because I had died without even like getting a tenth of his health bar. And when I finally started streaming again, that's when I was able to beat him. I was ready to say I am not going to touch this game again. However, I got to a part where after I beat the train mission, which wasn't filmed, you were able to buy locations, and I bought the saloon, and you were able to make money separately from that.
Right.
I didn't get to experience any of that, but that was the first thing where I'm like, oh, why didn't they do that in Red Dead Redemption? Why couldn't you own businesses? That would have been such a cool addition for you to make additional money. It's a really cool mechanic. But that is the one thing that like piqued my interest.
Interesting.
So if that part delivers or the story ramps up, I think I can beat this game. So I'm going to keep it on my backlog.
Nice.
But if that peters out and the story stays where it is, then I do not see myself getting to the end of this game. But I do see myself getting further than an hour.
Fair enough. Yeah, I almost was actually expecting you to not add this to your backlog. I really just wanted you to play it because I panicked last week and had no idea what to play.
On the air.
But the other reason was because I figured, you know what, I'd actually like you to experience the original Red Dead Revolver just to see how it influenced Red Dead Redemption 1, Red Dead Redemption.
Like you could definitely see the towns. I'm like, this is Valentine, or like this is
right.
This is the what was the one that was more modern? With the brick walls, we used to hide on the roofs and like shoot all the townspeople. And when we did it in multiplayer in the original, Blackwater. One of them really felt like Blackwater. So I definitely saw where everything came from, but the cheesiness was turned up to 10.
Right.
And it didn't have like at least yet a real narrative, except in the very beginning. Like there's the emotional moment where your father dies.
Right.
But even then, it was like almost comedic.
Oh yeah. Well, I think my favorite thing about that whole game is just the intro, like the music and the introduction of each character.
I was like, I jammed to the music. I'm like, this is dope.
Yeah. But that's where I think it carried over. Like they totally took that music and was like, all right, let's bring it over to Red Dead Redemption, and let's bring it over to Red Dead Redemption 2. Like they really carried that music style through all the way. It's so good.
Yeah. So I definitely enjoyed the experience, but I think in the future I played this game Gun that I think I'm gonna have you try if you haven't already.
Yes. I think I've played Gun.
I think that's one of my favorite Western games before Red Dead came out.
So good.
And I've never tried the Call of Juarez games, but those are other Western games I really want to give a shot.
I don't think I've played Call of Juarez, but yeah, Gun's a great game. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So there you go. So it looks like we're going to be adding both of these to our backlog, which is, not always the case, but and every week we actually ask you guys to join in with us playing every week as well. And we actually have a Discord, as well as we make posts on Instagram and Twitter, what we're playing each week. And we actually ask you guys to send your reviews in. So we actually got a couple of reviews that I'm going to read real quick. We got one in our Discord from Paul Lempin. He played Ape Out, which he said Ape Out at first was like, Ape Out at first, I was like, what is this game? But the more I got into, the more I liked it. Love the art style and music, and the fact that you can pick up people and slam them against a wall and use their guns to your advantage was very interesting. Definitely worth a replay. Thank you, Paul. And on Twitter,
guns? I didn't know you could use your guns. Or maybe
I didn't know
that
either.
Was the hostage thing I was talking about.
Maybe that's what he was referring to. And on Twitter, we got one from Real M Fresh, who said, Ape Out. It has a stylish art style, cartoonish violence, twin stick gameplay. You play as an ape, you kill humans, and it's all set to smooth jazz. What's not to like? This is what video games were invented for, so you could kill humans as an ape while listening to smooth jazz.
I love that.
Real M Fresh, thank you. So once again, since we're gonna be doing it again this week as always, feel free to send in your reviews either on our Twitter, our Instagram, or join our Discord and post your reviews there. And we're on YouTube as well, so feel free to watch all of our Given an Hour games there. And Jeff and I are doing a Let's Play currently, and there'll be other content to come in the future.
So good.
We're having a good time.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great. So before we take off, where can everybody find you, Clay?
Wait, no, we have to pick our games for next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm sorry.
What are you guys gonna play?
No, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
That's fine. We don't need to hear about Clay's social
media. It's going to be the same answer as every time. So.
Sorry. So Jeff, why don't you tell everybody what we're playing next week?
So next
this week?
we're going to be doing predictions for the BAFTA Awards, which is kind of like the Academy Awards for video games. So the BAFTA Games Award, and you could vote actually on our Discord for who you think will win each of the awards, and whoever gets the most right outside of me and Nathan will win a Steam Key package. And those games include Horus and Undertale, games that we have mentioned on the podcast, among others. So this week we decided to play games that are being presented for nomination at the BAFTAs that we haven't picked up yet. So me and Nathan picked games for ourselves to play, but I don't know if they're the same game yet. So for me and Emily, because I recently found out it was 2 players, are going to play Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
Which I heard is
I'm so excited.
like it was nominated for Games for Impact at the Video Game Awards, and this one, like, I think it was nominated for like Beyond Gaming, like that the message that it creates is like kind of above
transcends
transcends gaming. Thank you. And I found out that a second player can play as the cat, so
that's gonna be me
Emily's gonna be playing that game with me. What are you gonna be playing
as the cat?
I'm also gonna be playing Spiritfarer.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we're gonna be playing that game together.
This game looked really amazing. It looked gorgeous, and like you said, the message that it's trying to tell looks beautiful. And it's free on Game Pass, so why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know. Like, you look at the options, and a couple of them are free on Game Pass. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, I watched the trailer, and I'm like, I don't know if this one's for me. But like, I've heard so many good things about it that I feel like I have to give it a shot for myself.
Yep.
I'm super excited to try it.
We'll be playing Spiritfarer, and feel free to join in on with us this week and send your reviews in. And it's going to be awesome. So now we can move on. I'm so sorry. So actually, also to remind everyone too, we're live on Twitch right now. We do this show every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my Twitch channel, Adventure Hawkins. So yeah, we do a little Q&A after the show sometimes, and it's a good time. So try to make it to the live shows if you can. So yeah, again, before we go, Clay, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Clay Does Tweets.
Dope.
Awesome. Alex?
As always, I am Tapowya on everything, TOWPOWYEA. Jeff is like dancing as I'm doing it, as he always does. I'm on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. TikTok is weird, but I'm getting used to it. I'm really good at liking other videos so far, sharing other videos. Patreon, there's exclusive stuff there if you support. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I will say, please go check out Alex's content and like Clay's tweets. They are 2 of the most supportive people like
they are
of all
Thanks,
time.
buddy.
Like every time I'm in Hades,
easily.
like I love having them there, but like I feel bad playing because I'm like,
No,
they feel
don't feel bad.
obligated to come see
No,
me.
it's always
But
a
like
treat.
they're always commenting on all of our stuff. They show up when we're streaming, even when we don't have them guests on the podcast. If they're home, they will
They're
be
in the
there to
chat.
support us. Like
Oh yeah.
the first time I streamed
Easily.
Hades, Clay was driving home and he was like voice dictating things that I should be doing as I'm playing. And we're like, don't text and drive. He's like, I'm not, I'm talking.
Oh my god.
I'm dictating.
And he's
Dick.
like, I'm almost home. And then like he helped me through my run. Like I wouldn't have made it through all the way at the end to the Hades without them. So
Oh,
please
man.
support their content.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. And Alex does have a podcast also
On her
Ooh.
Patreon exclusive. So make sure.
Yeah.
I ain't listened to the last one yet, but I am loving them so far. So
It was
Thank you.
adorable.
Yeah.
The last episode.
and I like
That
they're
was fun.
they're very easy to digest, minus the one that was 2 hours. But like I like it was worth the 2 hours. But like they're really like nice half an hour things where it's like it's just like a nice, easy to digest like way to start your day.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking
I
of
would say
2 hours,
also-
we're about to hit that.
Yeah. Real quick, right now, if you guys enjoy Zelda games, also Alex is doing
Oh my
Zelda
gosh, I
Palooza,
completely forgot to plug that
which
too.
Yes,
is
Zelda Palooza!
she's doing a
Zelda Palooza!
first playthrough for a Zelda game every
Yes.
month for the rest of the year. So
Yeah,
that
so Majora's
happens-
Mask is next month. Ocarina of Time is this month. But yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. starting tomorrow.
Eastern time.
Eastern Standard. I'm thinking Mountain Standard. Eastern. Time zones, man. Ugh.
I know, right? Those
Anyways.
time zones, those TZs. Cool. Emily, where can everybody find you?
I am Pokestarwind everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. Twitter is where I hang out the most. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Cool. Jeff, what about you?
Retweeting Pokemon tweets.
I am Zavadabadoo, and I am on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm on Twitch. But if I stream, I'm streaming under Nathan's, so don't look for me to stream anything on my channel.
And then you can find me on everything as Adventure Hawkins on Twitter. It's Adventure without the E. Thanks again for listening to us. We appreciate it. Be sure to give us a review on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, we appreciate it. Gets our podcast
or
out
on
there.
Google Podcasts, if you're on Google Podcasts like me.
Yeah. Rate it there.
Wherever.
Oh,
We appreciate it.
Wherever you can find your favorite podcast.
Can we just plug that at the very beginning of every single
Yes.
audio now? We just don't want Clay to say that again. Awesome. So before we leave, I have a joke as always. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
No.
I went to a bookstore and saw a book titled How to Solve 50% of Your Problems. I bought 2.
That was cute.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.